What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew here for Vecna, Chapter 9, or no, Episode 9, Chapter 2.
Wow.
Sam, do the thing! Do it, Sam!
Vecna, Eve of Ruin.
Okay. Oh, we're phoning it in today. Okay.
Whoa.
Vecna. Fine. Give me a
I will
second.
turn this stream around.
Welcome to Vecna, Eve of Ruin. They don't want to hear from the source anymore. They want the fake stuff. Whatever.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, we have ground to cover, so we're going to hop right in. Baddie, start us off with announcements, and we'll go down the train.
I have my disadvantaged D&D actual play every other Wednesday. Next episode is the 17th. Otherwise, I will be playing in a couple D&D games for charity. GCX, the St. Jude Charity Block, starts tomorrow. I know this is kind of yours, RoBear, but I'm on it, so screw you. I stole it.
Thank you.
And that's all I got. Go.
That's me next. I will take the ball. I just blanked. Oh my gosh. On Tuesday, we have our finale, speaking of charity, of our charity TTRPG, The Fourth Age, which utilizes the One Ring. So we were based 50 years after the War of the Ring, and we just did our penultimate today. And so on Tuesday will be our finale on Twitch.tv/Wounded Warrior Project. Catch up on all the VODs over there, and that's at 12 p.m. PT or 3 p.m. Eastern. Also, stream tomorrow. And Castleton stuff. Here, you take the ball now. CB, cheers.
Jesus. Hi, everybody. Yeah, actually, the biggest announcement is this is the last stream on CaptainRoBear's channel for me that you will refer to me as Critical Bard. As on Saturday, my rebrand happened. I am doing a subathon on my channel to announce it. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be a different thing. It's going to be super left field, but it makes sense to me. And I'm very excited about that. You can always call me Omega, but there will be a different thing. CB will be a dead name, essentially. Aside from that, the Lord of the Rings, Castleton, all that stuff. I also have a charity block later, but for GCX, but I think it's on the 17th, so we got some time. Either way, that's me. I pass it over to Ted.
I know about the rebrand. I've known about it for a while. I'm very excited for it. It's pretty awesome. That being said, yeah, I play D&D on my channel on Wednesday nights. RoBear's in that game. It's a lot of fun. Last night, we had 2 of the party members start to realize their feelings for each other, and my good buddy Jake wrote a song and serenaded the other character in game last night with the song about how he feels about her, which was a wild, unexpected. Nobody knew that was coming.
Yeah.
So that was a good time. It's definitely worth checking out yesterday's stream. But also, I've been live every single day for the past 3 weeks on YouTube, reviewing all the stuff that WotC's been releasing, as Player's Handbook embargo ends on August 1st. So I will have 35 videos coming out in quick succession while we're all hanging out at Gen Con. So that's me. I'll turn it over to Flawless.
Hey guys, nothing in the world of content creation, but IRL things are happening. I accepted a job offer, so I'm going to be moving soon. So I'm packing up and leaving Louisiana to the great state of Mississippi. So shouldn't affect content. Yeah, shouldn't affect content. It should actually improve the regularity of content and things like that. So I'm really excited. So
Congratulations.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
This is just all the long con. He's just moving closer to me. This is how it is.
Just inch by inch.
That way you can show up at your door and be like, hey, RoBear, I didn't have that thing when you found you.
Yeah, I was like, RoBear, show me where the button is, RoBear. Show me right now.
It's there. I promise you, it's there. It's so there. It's so there. But seriously though, let's get gas station fried chicken and chicken livers as soon as possible.
Hell yeah.
I want to go.
Hold up. And
I'm getting on the plane
I'm fine
now.
with gas station fried chicken. I'm not fine with gas station chicken.
That might as well be the national dish of Mississippi.
Hey, you only live once, man.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Somebody's mama got to cook the chicken livers, but
Yeah, Yeah, and yeah, the announcement over here for everybody that wants to come and join us as we do a Stormforge side quest tomorrow evening. We're gonna start at 7 p.m. CDT, 8 p.m. EDT tomorrow, and it's going to connect in with our live show at GCX. Baddie's character that he plays tomorrow during charity will carry over into our live session. So all the quirky traits and shit that you send his way, I'm going to be making sure to record down in a sheet for him. So
I didn't think about that.
The good news is that the quirky traits go by a snake system. It starts with the player on top and then goes down and overlaps. And for the first time, I am allowing multiple pools. So there's going to be a party pool, and then there's going to be my DM pool that I can pull from on everything. So monsters, NPCs, they're all going to be on the table to get traits, and they will also get dice. We'll do a little infographic tomorrow with the incentives. I'll be doing hot chip once again on the big splash. So if you want to punish me with my friends habanero, ghost pepper, Carolina Reaper mixture, by all means, I will take that thing on. I'll put about 10 dabs on that chip and then continue to DM.
Ooh, dab on that chip.
Yeah, and if you really want to have fun, I have put one card draw from the deck of many things, and yeah,
I'm gonna hit that void. Then my character's quirky traits ain't gonna matter.
This is a card pull inside of Stormforge, so you know what? It's a lot of money, so you better be ready to help St. Jude. That's all I gotta say on that one.
I play a character that tells your character so many lies about my actual character, so that whenever we play on stage, you hate her.
You'll be playing your regular character on stage.
So much.
Yeah, super fun, and always it'll be on GCX Events channel. You'll get all the millions of posts because the drive starts tomorrow. Just super honored to be a part of everybody. It's been my friend group and my intro into this wild world for a long time. So we love the GCX Marathon. Always an honor to be a part of it and to raise money for the easiest cause to ever raise money for on the planet. So please, if you guys haven't, go ahead and open up a GCX event tab tomorrow. Get more eyeballs. You don't have to donate money. All you have to do is put it out into the zeitgeist. Do your retweets, do your lurks, help those folks out so we get more eyeballs. More eyeballs equals more dollars for us. So thank you guys very, very much. And for everybody over here on the channel, thank you guys for getting our rerun CCV up to the point where I could actually put in paperwork. So thank you guys very much. We appreciate it. We would love to apply for things like front page and whatnot and all that jazz, but just want to thank you guys for keeping our channel up and eyeballs on it. I appreciate it very, very much. We need to pick up where we left off last session. As you guys spent 2 weeks back in Neverwinter. You guys all now have a massive compound with your own eccentric keeps. Able to spend a significant amount of downtime either looking for additional spells, items and armor, and knowledge, and fighting martial. You guys took those 2 weeks and maximized them to their most potential. Reconvening back in the center common room of your keep, you guys prepared for a toast. Unfortunately, though, that toast did not last for long, as you all were pulled by incredible magical force into an entire different plane. Opening your eyes, you all have been transported to Sigil. with 3 of the most important wizards of the realm in front of you. Currently, Theodore has passed out from fandom. Isaiah, I'm going to refresh your cam and talk about you at the same time and see.
I don't know what's happening. This is homophonic. This is everything.
It is my OBS because I see you on ping. It's just being a pain over here.
It's picking me. Yep. Noted.
Let me do one thing here and refresh your link. Let's see if that has something to do with it. Maybe there's a little bit of funk in there. All right, let's try that. All right, I guess just pop in and pop back out again. That fixed it the last time.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
While that happens,
We back.
yes, Isaiah, I want you to roll a history check with advantage.
Ooh, can do that with advantage. Oh, I do not have a high history. Like, yeah, I can. No, I can't. Okay, bet advantage. $16.
16. We're gonna come back to that roll.
Bet.
Anyone else inside the party want to make a history roll on these 3 individuals?
With a -1.
I've been around for a while. I will.
A -1? Yeah, why not? Just for giggles.
Hey.
It's more about your own story and connection.
Oh, I just wanted to see.
just I wanted to roll, casual roll.
Big man knows history.
I'm studied.
It
I feel
was
like I'll get a
good.
natural
I would
20.
ask Kalthorr. You told me about that, right?
I like that the history that you get is through Kalthorr's lens. That makes sense with the -1.
Egrik, you can tell that these are some very important people. You don't recognize them, but they must obviously have some sort of stature if you're standing before them now in a completely different plane of existence.
Jesus, so many cards. Okay.
Kalthorr.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the wizards in front of you, the one I believe you would recognize the most from your 17. Illustrial Silverhand. A dead giveaway with that platinum white hair. There is a calming presence even to the chaos and the energy of the mountain of which you hail. Illustrial makes immediate eye contact with you. There are no words, but you look directly into those mesmerizing silver eyes. I need you to roll an insight check.
Not great. 12.
You don't know why, but you can definitely tell that they notice something about you.
Something about you, baby.
Davik. In the mix of this, the only equivalent you have to feeling a presence like this is within your own mentor. When you've been on the mountaintop and you begin to recall your trials in the last 2 weeks and the time that you spent with Reza. Snow kind of pulls in tight, hugging against your leg, well, actually up to your hip and waist, because he's massive, as he pushes that new studded leather armor into you and looks with wide eyes up to you how to react to this situation. As well, he's an experienced doggo with you. He doesn't get teleported without his own consent, or you doing very often. So he's leaning on you hard to know what to do. Isaiah. Where's your roll at?
It's 16. Yeah. I'm not going to push it. But not right now, at least.
You know, you can describe your reaction to the audience.
Well, one, Theodore's on the ground. So I think he's definitely, even if he like leaned onto Davik or Snow, whatever, when he fell, he's definitely like right next to him, just making sure he's okay. Seeing that there's still at least breath. He's not dead. He's not, his soul isn't somewhere else because of planar travel. He don't know all of the mechanics of the arcane, but he knows that things can go awry, especially when you're, snatched out of a place without consent. Should I also pause?
No, just go ahead. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
But then as he makes sure he's fine, he just looks up, and his eyes don't stop on Illustrio Silverhand, doesn't stop on Tasha, stops on Mordenkainen. And even beneath his glasses, which he doesn't take off, you will see like the ounce of a squint. How the hell are you here?
The moment that you speak, Isaiah, Ted, that's when you kick out of your coma. The words of Isaiah basically bringing you back.
So perfect.
Looks down. T, you okay?
Yep. I'm gonna need a minute.
I mean, I'm naturally going to do a medicine check to make sure he's fine.
That's fine.
What the heck? But I mean, it's more for shits and giggles. Yeah, that makes sense.
Get this man to a hospital.
There's no pulse.
He is not well. He is not well.
You need a hot bath. That's what Kalthorr makes me do whenever I wake up sweaty like that.
Isaiah, you look down. The knees are still locked. Theodore could go down at any moment right now.
Just on spaghetti. I think he does.
Yeah, my knee's weak.
What did you say, Sam?
It's like, can I do a medicine check as the cleric?
You don't even have to make the check.
There you go. No, yeah, I did. No, really, I mean, the bath. A tepid bath, he'll feel fine. It'll bring the fever down. If that's what you have. I don't know.
He's still breathing.
No. What did you do?
Mr. Theodore, are you okay?
And I just stumble into the most awkward bow and almost fall over in the presence of everybody here. And I look at everybody and realize that nobody's kind of making the same recognition that I'm making, and I'd be like,
Words.
hyper.
Do you need? He put the bite into it.
I just point, and I'm just Mordenkainen. And I just
splash some cold frost.
Kalthor's gonna
Silverhead. What are you doing? Get it together.
I need you to make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Is that me?
Yes.
All right.
This is precious.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, look at that work.
22.
22. This was still a DC of 20.
Okay.
But as you catch consciousness, the overwhelming feeling of the magic that has brought you here is the equivalent of being front row center for your favorite band. There is a signature of 3 of the greatest wizards sewn directly into the seal that you've arrived in. 1, you know for a fact that you're in Sigil. 2, you can't believe that some sort of planar magic brought you here in the first place, as distinctively the Lady of Pain, who is the oversight of this entire realm, forbids that magic. Only portals are to be used. So wherever you are, you immediately know that you're someplace special, hidden, or all of the above. Isaiah, because of your relationship with Theodore, you can feel that signature with him.
Yeah, I think he realizes, I mean, aside from his own things, he realizes that a wizard meeting 3 wizards is, that's pretty darn special. But also the weight of the situation slowly starts to come in. Why have we been summoned by 3 of the most powerful wizards that he has ever heard of? I don't think he gets a sigil. He didn't get the sigil part yet. But still, just all
right. This is going to be a giant check for everyone in the party.
Giant?
You guys are all going to make an insight check on their faces as you all appear. This will include Remy as well.
Yay, Remy. I missed him.
Could I get advantage because I've known one of them a lot closer? I've been in this man's mansion, so that's why I'm wondering.
Here's the deal. I'm going to let you roll advantage, and it's going to be your lowest roll for the other 2, and advantage on Mordenkainen.
Fair, absolutely fair. I'll take that. Esports.
Take another 17.
Okay.
All right. Is anyone making any augmentation to their dice?
Egrik.
Sure, I will. So you volunteering me?
I'll add a D6.
Yeah, D6? Okay. Baddie.
I don't know what I got an 8, so
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna burn the D10 on this one if that's cool.
Okay. All right, so let me know who's doing. So Baddie's used a D6, Ted has used a D10.
You guys can use a Indomitable if you don't want to use the.
Oh, that is true.
Wow.
You can take that
No,
back.
I
wasn't.
I will take that back if that's cool, and I will
And
burn
use
an
Indomitable?
Indomitable.
Yeah, 100%.
What about you, Baddie?
I'm happy with it. I mean, I got a 22.
Cool. I'm not checking though. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll take that 17.
22. Got it.
I rolled
17
8.
for
Do
me.
you guys want me to use it, or I mean,
It's a group check, but it's up to you.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, it kind of feels like the 8 fits.
Yeah,
No,
it
That's
really
why I
does.
You know?
rolled
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sometimes it makes sense.
So only 2 people use cards, correct?
Mhm.
All right, thank you. Cards are out.
All right.
Sorry,
what about Remy?
21.
15.
Oh, Remy's on there.
I'm going to stay where I'm at. We'll go down the line. Kalthorr. Still locked in this gaze with Illustrial. You can see there is a level of shock that is across her face after that stare down slowly settles. You also notice, as a party, the face of Tasha. Pure disgust.
The
A
Goblin.
level of frustration. There are hands on the hips. There's a little bit of sweat and fatigue. You can tell right off the bat that a lot of mana has been expended in this single activation of intense magic. Theodore, you more than anyone else understands the drain. It feels as if the air has been sucked out of this room. You're 3 miles up in elevation. It's hard to breathe, and it wasn't even your mana that was consumed.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah, you got a 17 again, correct?
No, I got a 23.
23.
And I got a 14 on both die.
There is a small smirk that you see on Mordenkainen's face before he looks back at the rest of the wizards and their disappointment, and then you can see the sweat kind of roll down from his brow as he evaluates the situation in front of him. Well, this certainly wasn't on my list to see you again.
I don't even know how you got out. So I have to say the same.
One door closes, another door opens. And unfortunately, you seem to have walked through ours. Tasha next to Mordenkainen. I can't believe this. This is unfathomable. This has got to be something wrong in front of us. We did everything correct. I don't even know who these people are. And you've brought me here for this. I'm going to be stuck in this. And she immediately storms off into the side and slams the door back behind her.
I'm Egrik.
By Egrik, I'm Kalthorr.
Now you know who 2 of us are. Except for her, she left.
Are we introducing ourselves? Hi, I'm Davik.
Illustrial kind of looks back This is truly unexpected. She glances and looks back over at Mordekainen. From your group roles, you guys can all tell one of the most important people in the entire realm is confused. This is not the teleport moment that you hope for. Ted, you might begin to get a sinking feeling between what you've seen here that they're not looking for you.
Yeah, I don't know. The goosebumps pretty much just gone now.
As you see Mordekainen shrug his shoulders, take a big deep breath, and he turns his back and kind of paces towards the window, staring out. I don't care if it is artificial. I think it's time to set our sights on a new horizon. Illustrial. No, this... We did nothing wrong here. I am... She turns back to the rest of you. I am incredibly sorry for the rudeness and our candor, but this is not what we expected.
Then what did you expect? All respect given.
Theodore, you may chime in that you've been brought here by the wish spell.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll look to the party and say, this was a wish spell. What was the wish? Excuse me, milady, what was the wish for? If I may be so bold.
Mordekainen does not turn around, staring out the window still. Well, are you going to tell them, or am I going to have to break the news? There is a note of panic in the calm of Illustrial Silverhand, and she doesn't know whether to walk towards Mordekainen for counsel or to turn around back to the rest of you. But she does, as she makes eye contact with all of you, even making sure to see the eyes of Davik, Egrik. I will do this, Mordekainen. If you all did not already know, you share a bond with the Whispered One himself. Strong enough of a bond that you have arrived here.
Does he have a room in our house?
I certainly hope not, Egrik.
That's so sneaky.
Is that the guy whose name we're not supposed to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Davik, I swear.
What is that?
If you do, I will choke you out. Kalthor's been teaching me. I can show you what I've been doing the last 2 weeks.
The minute you say this, Davik,
it's just a name.
Illustrial lets out a bellowing sigh.
He's new.
Okay, this is a lot to process, but this is very, very important. Please, do not invoke his name. You are someplace safe. If you do not know exactly where you are at the moment, you are in Sigil at the moment. You're in Planescape. There is a lot of information to share. Whatever has happened to all of you is grave. And for a moment, just with the audience, it's kind of a meta moment. Through Illustrial's eyes, there is a aura that protrudes from every one of the party members. In that aura, it is dark and purplish. The more secrets that each one of you have, the stronger Vecna's link in aura is around you. Please.
A worm? Okay. Cool. Cool tight.
I must gather my friend Tasha. And we will be right back. I promise. We are not leaving you here. Mordenkainen, looking out the window, simply responds, "Well, I'm not leaving. So, I guess I'll be the babysitter?"
Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah looks at Mordenkainen at that. But the annoyance is always there. That's not even it. It's more of the just. To be blunt, I don't know what the hell is happening right now. We were summoned here on accident. But let's not act like we're all children. Lest you forget it was me and my friends who saved you from the first place.
Saved you from what? Sorry, I got gunk in my ear. You cut out.
He was stuck. He knows it. Let's just... Whatever's happening, we can talk about this. Figure this out. But let's not act like we ain't who we are. Respect.
Not the first wizard to lose his staff.
Yeah, you lost your mind too. Don't forget that.
Seems like all of you have done a good job of losing your mind to the Whispered One as well.
I don't remember talking to him. How did we lose it?
Mordenkainen finally turns back around as Illustrial still has her hands up looking back at you. "I promise I will be right back." As she rushes and opens up the door and out as Mordenkainen finally turns back, acknowledging the rest of the party. Or when you put it that way, thank you. While the rest of them may worry about this turn of events, I see it for what it is. The Arcana doesn't lie. They may feel that their spell has been broken, but it's quite obvious. You all have been chosen, fate touched, linked with the man himself. Illustrial can see it. Her eyes do not lie. And certainly not as strong as the secrets and lies that you all may hold. Some stronger than others. It looks like it's my turn, Isaiah, to help free you. Quite the dark cloud over all of you. He stares back over at Davik. Welcome to the show, kid.
Davik, can I do like an insight check on, like, well, I guess I did, just like a separate one on him, like on what he might be referring to?
He's literally responding to your words.
Okay.
So, a wish spell is what brought you here. And mind you, a wish spell of 3 of the most renowned practicing wizards in all realms. And
Is
here
he
you
talking
are.
about himself too?
Oh, 100%.
Like he's one of the 3?
Yes, 100%. Certainly not the outcome that we had planned. As he strokes that disgusting soul patch of his. But I see this for the opportunity that it is. No doubt they will come back out of that room when Tasha's done pouting. That her precious time has oh so been wasted here before she can go back to Earth. But I believe we have a chance here to do something special. Sorry for the mild interruption for wherever we pulled you from.
Chalkboard drawing.
Chalkboard drawing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really great therapy.
do tell as he kind of bends down and places his hands underneath his soul patch. Just what were you drawing?
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but it's like the shape of, imagine like 10 different similar shapes going around in a circle, and then there's like another circle inside of that design. It's a flower.
How beautiful.
It was.
As
I'll
he
finish it later. Don't worry.
manifests your drawing inside of his hands, is it shows up first as the chalk outline and then fades into the actual flower and just kind of extends out.
That's
and
cool.
hands it to you.
She takes it and like pulls it really close to her face. How'd you do that? Pretty good trick. Or magic. Magic
Would you
trick.
be shocked if I said magic?
No. I do some. Not as good as you. I can't do that. Sorry.
Well, you all will need as much magic as you can muster. They may all see this as turning chicken shit into chicken salad. But I think you're just the heroes that we need. They're not prepared for what I have to say. But if there's anything that I know, it is to expect the unexpected. This is why we have contingency plans. 3, 2, I'm not staying for this, as the door flings open. Tasha running out with just a massive stack of tomes in her hand. I need you, Ted, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. It was so close.
You went out for just a second, just like that die. You went out for just a second.
It's like a little bit of a. All right, I'm still here. We're good.
Egrik is having this flower conversation.
Oh, it's so good. I'm going back, and I'm going back now. There's nothing both of you can say that will fix this. Oh, don't be so hasty. Always such a ball of angst, constantly. Tasha, I know that you're young, but please, I am tired of this antics when things don't go your way the first time. That's how you end up getting yourself stuck in Barovia, losing your mind. Tasha is fuming. You can see her hand is shaking to grab towards a wand that is at her side. Enough, both of you. We owe it to them. We've already done enough. And for God's sakes, we can't do anything else that we may want to for the rest of the day anyway for what we've expended. Mordenkainen looks back towards Illustrial. I told you. Are you going to tell them? Or am I?
Tell us what?
Wisdom save for Illustrial Silverhand.
Ooh. Oh. Oh no.
This is the first time I think I have ever made this kind of legendary roll. I'm a little verklempt, just a little bit, okay? Okay. Illustrial Silverhand, wisdom saving throw. Typically this would be advantage, but she is very, very flustered. It's gonna be a straight up roll.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh.
We have cards.
You can see that. With a 17, I'm gonna process that as a bit of a stutter. There's like that frog in her throat for a second as she darts, and as she makes that extra little bit of eye contact going back and forth between the other legendary wizards. Mordenkainen just butts up in the middle. Well, just to let you know, all of your connections are strong enough to Vecna that the wish spell pulled you here instead of moving him himself. So congratulations, your aura is stronger than the Whispered One himself. I told you not to say his name here of anything. What does it matter? We obviously brought the strongest source of Vecna here.
Wait, so we can say the name?
No, don't you
No.
dare, Davik. I will give you the biggest noogie of your life if you don't shut up.
The weird guy said it.
You all tried to summon him here.
Oh, no, not... Mordenkainen, you've said enough.
I think you need to say more.
There are grave times, my friends. There is no easy way to put this, but the Whispered One is trying to bring himself back, but in a completely different way than before. He's trying to form everywhere all at once.
Is that even possible?
Yes. And that's the
How?
problem. Every plane of existence is crawling with his cult. And they are all working together. We must stop him from becoming the worst thing in all worlds at the same time. We cannot fight that front everywhere. It was our attempt to try to bring him in and deal with one solo form. But we have failed today. The gods have different plans. Well, technically, the gods don't have anything to do with it. It was purely our own arcana that got us here. And as I said, you all believe this to be a mistake. I certainly do not. I don't believe these adventurers do either. They may not know the level of ore that they pull currently, but they are learning now.
What hasn't been answered isn't the fact that we're here or were summoned. I get that was a wish. Whatever, I don't really understand all that, but what was being wished for?
Oh, we were trying to move the Whispered One himself from their current location back to some old stomping grounds. Hey, Tasha. That's what they brought me here for, to bring this strength to get him back to Greyhawk. And that's where I intend to go when my mana is back up. Do you understand the preparations that we have made? They will no doubt be entirely confused when I get back to Earth. Like I said, Tasha, this is why we have contingency plans. Since this changes nothing for the rest of the day, since we have used every ounce of our energy to bring... I'm sorry, I don't know anyone else except for Isaiah. The rest of you.
Egrik.
Davik.
Davik.
This is Snow.
Kalthorr.
Theodore.
What an adorable winter wolf.
Thank you.
Yes, Theodore, I can see that you're a man of the craft. Could I ask something of you?
Well, of course.
Yes, there are a handful of, and I know this may be possibly out of your league, but there's some 8th level spell scrolls that we could get tending to the side. If you could do some scribe work for us, you'll be obviously compensated, but you seem to be within this wonderful little pocket dimension, the only one that could be conscribed to this.
Yeah, I think we could give that a shot. I think we could try that out.
Oh, fantastic. He brings forth, the desk slides up, boom, ink quill down, stack of papers. You look over, It's not even what he said. It's literally a stack of fireballs. 3rd level.
Rude.
So you summoned us here to do your homework.
Like I said, chicken salad. Chicken
Looks
salad.
more like chicken shit.
You'll find out just how
What's that have to do
shitty
with
it is
homework?
soon. And you know what? At least I'm going to speak enough from you, Mordekainen. Do not do his dirty work. It is unbelievably rude of you to ask, obviously, guests that are of his strength and level. Lustriel just looks back over towards you, Theodore, with this, like, I am so sorry look.
Level fireball.
Got a little bit of a nosebleed going on over there.
Yeah, 100%.
Theodore's way. Just more snow.
I might as well do something over here because I want to blow this place up. As Tasha steams over there and immediately snaps her fingers. Mage hand is out and just conscribing. She has her hands on her hips on the desk. In the total AC Slater mode over the chair, looking back at the rest of you. This is what we're going to put our faith in. This.
Ma'am, you haven't really told us what you want us to do. Maybe give us a chance?
Aren't you getting it? Is it sinking in yet? Oh, we don't want you. I don't want you. You were supposed to never be here. But now you are, and I have to deal with it. We. That's the problem. The 3 best wizards in the land and screwed everything up. And now we have to figure out contingencies. I'm done with ye, Mordekainen.
You really should get a
Because you
chalkboard.
messed up doesn't mean we will.
Now that's the thinking, my boy.
Wait. I'm sorry. That's one. You ever try to get my friend to do your dirty work again, I'll shoot you myself. 2. The 3 best wizards, sure, in the land, with all their planning and working and all the scribing and getting all the little components right and every single minute detail. And it brought the 6 of us. I hate to say it. Your plan worked exactly as it was supposed to. You're just not happy with the result. I've been with this one too long to know that magic don't just go awry unless someone makes it go awry. And unless the Whisper One himself did something, this is who you wanted. So what the hell do we do next?
Insight check advantage.
Okay.
Would it be too presumptuous to throw a guidance on there?
I am completely lucking that. I'm just gonna
Go ahead and
not
add an
even.
additional 1d4 in your
Yeah,
space
take that
above.
guidance.
Ooh.
Thank you. Okay, and then a 1d4. I'll take that. That's fine.
Come on, 4. All right.
23.
23?
Not bad.
Mm-mm.
You can see that out of all of the wizards, Mordekainen's perfectly intent with this outcome. This is a Tasha problem and a silver hand surprise. I think we've got exactly what we wished for. A solution to our problems. And Tasha, if our Hail Mary had worked, what of your home anyway? Were you willing to do what it took? Even if it meant Greyhawk not being here anymore? She continues to just brood and steam back over his way. You're right. The magic doesn't lie, Isaiah. We got what we wished for. Whether Illustrial or Tasha are ready to accept it, we have ourselves a hunt on our hands. Just as I told you before. Illustrial looking back, are we really prepared to send anyone looking for this? Oh.
I'm actually a great hunter, and so is Snow.
Oh. Will we ever need the best of hunters?
Well,
obviously, we can't do this on our own, even the three of us. And this is why I proposed to you in the backup plan in the first place that we have to go looking for it. Sorry to be
looking for what?
so coy. Well, Vecna's not the only thing that needs to reform to handle this.
Didn't we just say?
Starting to think this rule is just for me, and
So, Davik,
Good training, good practice.
please, how familiar are you with an ancient artifact called the Rod of Many Parts?
how familiar?
I'd love to roll to find out.
I'm gonna say probably pretty familiar. To
Can I
throw
do a
that one out
history
there.
Oh, Davik, please roll this history check.
Hey, I could have learned about this in the monastery. You never know.
Hey, not bad. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay, this is how we're gonna play this.
Let's go. Never mind.
Davik, you don't know that it's broken. You don't know that it's in many parts.
It's a silly name for a rod.
Is that like a quarterstaff? Because sometimes when they break, you just get some twine and you can wrap it up and make it brand new.
Oh, my friend Davik, you are the twine. The rest of you are all the twine. The rest of these two just aren't ready to accept it. He's right.
So, also a quick question. Do we have like a timeline for this? Do we know like when the Whispered One is supposed to be like done?
Well,
existing.
The reconnaissance on that is certainly up for debate now. However, we do know particularly 7 parts for this rod precisely. 7 different pieces.
That's a pretty small puzzle. Okay.
Mordenkainen looks back over to you, Theodore.
Mm-hmm.
If you could, it's been an exhausting day. Explain to them the relevance. Kalthorr, go ahead and roll on this as well with your history check.
Rolling so low.
Is that an immovable rod or?
It's a stick. It's important. I'll find it. That's what I got.
All right. So, all right. So long ago, there was a war between a variety of different planes of existence. There was a demon lord and full of chaos, and a whole ancient group of beings known as the Wind Dukes worked to try to defeat this ancient demon lord, and they provided an artifact, this sort of staff or rod that had known as the Rod of Law. It was a true direct opposition to the chaos that was this demon lord, and it had all manner of immeasurable power, a variety of different spells and all sorts of things baked into it, and it was said to be the only thing that could imprison this demon lord, as someone of that much power could not be defeated, trapped them supposedly forever on the plane of pandemonium. And after doing so, it was broken into many pieces and scattered to who knows where, and apparently into 7 parts. And I suppose we think if we were to bring it back together, that would help us to stop the Whispered One.
Bravo. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Also, player to player, thank you. I knew none of that.
Ted, give yourself a 1d10 inspiration.
Woo!
Nice.
That was so
We give a big shout out to my good buddy Jordan, who ran me through the Rod of 7 Parts campaign, so I know this very well.
I didn't even remember the Wind Dukes, to be honest with you. Precisely. It's an artifact hunt. I know it sounds cliche, but this is... Do we really think that we were going to be able to wish our problems away?
I mean, just hanging out with this one right here, contingency plans upon contingency plans, so... Makes sense.
Now's to find out the gumption. You know the stakes. Is it something you're willing to accept? You've already gotten yourself tangled all up in this, and we don't even know your stories yet. That's what I'm most excited about.
I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but as you say, we are involved in this against our will or otherwise. We're tied to the Whispered One in some way. We've found ourselves going on what seemed like relatively routine missions and quests, and they've led to all manner of just crimson-handed shenanigans. So I don't know what I can offer to this aside from working to track down these parts, but I know I'm committed to this.
You know, we got vorpal swords out of stuff like this. Maybe we can get more cool stuff. I'm in.
Mordecai's eyes even get big as he looks at both of your swords that you guys produce.
Egrik's clinking Kalthorr's even though he's not moving it.
Oh yeah,
like
mine's in the scabbard. Still, you're just like, ching. It's about that height.
I don't believe we have much choice. And if any of what you're saying is true, all planes are in danger.
Speaking of planes, may I have a word with you, Kalthorr?
No. Of course, what?
It takes her a second, but even she smiles. Thank you for that.
Good one, buddy.
She kind of beckons you over to the right side where there is a door, not the same one that Tasha stormed out of. Please, it'll just be a moment.
Okay, but if he's not back in like 2 minutes, I'm coming in there.
Indeed. as she leaves
Actually,
you.
if you don't
Kalthorr.
mind, I'd like Egrik to hear too.
Persuasion check, and I'll give you advantage since you made her smile.
You sure about that, Kalthorr?
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
You want to use luck?
I will use my luck. Absolutely.
So bad.
Yeah, that was just bad. Yeah.
That was a 5 and a 4.
Same thing that happened to me. I'm like, nope, we're not letting this go.
Kalthorr lives. Kalthorr
Kalthorr.
lives.
Kalthorr, damn.
Leave him alone.
Oh my God.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
I tried.
Yeah, I could be really useful. Can I roll persuasion?
With disadvantage, yes.
Damn it. Okay.
Don't worry, if it's a 19 and 19, you're in great shape here, you know?
Oh,
my God! Willed it in there.
You didn't get the other 19 out there fast enough for it to roll. Dang it. It's 13 though. I do a little shimmy.
I'm sorry. It involves his safety and his alone.
I'm literally his protector.
Understood.
I am his safety.
I promise 2 minutes.
I'll be back in a sec, Egrik.
Egrik sits and
I'll
she starts
shape a
counting.
little hourglass made of sand.
1
2 minutes
Mississippi.
worth of sand and just turn it up.
Ooh.
1 Neverwinter, 2 Neverwinter, run! 3 Neverwinter, 4 Neverwinter.
Tasha, look at the magics they behold.
All right.
As
Oh, that was rude.
Illustrial sidebars
22
you.
Neverwinter, 23 Never.
I think that's 2 small things. Just because I don't think it was quiet at that point. Clocking Illustrial saying that it's for his safety and his alone. That's definitely a excuse me. But he just leans over to Theodore and says, "Hey, AT, don't be jealous."
Shut up.
Rude.
Whatever.
You see a little bit of sadness in that wizard
Toothy
cowboy's
grin.
eye. As the ornate door of white and gilded gold closes back behind. Kalthorr, I understand that this is very, very new to you. But it is of grave importance while we're here in Planescape that you only use the approved portals here. I don't know how long that you'll be on this plane, but I do not want you to seek the ire of the Lady of Pain. I can see that your spark is new. And while what we've done here certainly goes against everything that she stands for, we have wards in place here. It is a spot of protection. But we need not test it more than we already have done today, using so much of our magical strength. So please, if I could ask you, refrain from planeswalking while you are here.
You're in luck. I have no idea how to.
Sometimes, like our wish spell today, things don't go how we had them planned. So, I felt the need. Please do not seek her ire.
I've no intentions of pissing anyone off today.
We have all the portals that you need. And this is not new information. You can share it with your friend. I just wanted to make an assessment. Thank you.
Appreciate
Good job. That was 2 minutes, 5 seconds. I was timing it because she was about to bust in there.
Hello, next.
You hear it. 121 never went. That's over 2 minutes. And she's getting up.
It's just right when you're going to the door.
Yeah. Oh. Are you good?
Kalthorr's gonna walk out like wiping the sweat off.
Nudges T again.
Rude.
Just more ice. Just more ice.
So, you say one thing, not even talking to Illustrial, more Mordecai and Tasha, whoever's there. You said one thing, or I guess T did, this rod of a bunch of parts or whatever. Where the
7
parts
to
at?
be exact, actually.
Great, 7 parts. Where do we find them? Where do we start? That's not his voice. Sorry. it was getting a little English for me.
Welcome to my world, baby. Every NPC eventually will turn into Colonel Sanders, given enough time.
Feel that. Feel that.
Just enough. There we are. No, where do we start?
Eat your cornbread.
You go eat your cornbread.
To not leave out my 5th character in the scene, Remy is transported with it. Remy's been soaking it all up. He still has his drink in his hand. He just looks back at the rest of the group and finishes his drink.
Honestly valid.
Oh, we have just the place. Might as well start off with the shit.
Okay.
We have to take a little detour to the abyss.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Just that's a capital A, right?
Big capital A.
Great.
It's the abyss.
Bad. Very, very bad.
You can see him like looking. He goes straight to his gun, just starts checking it, looking out the chambers. The chambers are empty, by the way. They've never been full.
What?
Until he pulls the trigger.
Well, actually, while you're doing that, kind of the rotation of the cylinders kind of just like clicks in Theodore's mind. He goes, "Oh, it's completely ignoring everything else that's happening in the room." By the way, I had an idea after our last little scuffle, and I thought maybe this would be of use, and I'll reach like into my robes and pull forth like, right, I guess speed loaders, right? Because it's a barreled gun rather than like it's not a magazine. And I will hand you over these kind of obviously orange, glowing, like basically, bullets for any one of your guns. And so after I figured out how to use the sunbeam as a spell, I thought, what if we could contain this into a smaller form for you to use? And these are what I'm calling sunshot bullets. And mechanically, CB, I give you 18 of these, and they turn your pistol damage into all radiant damage instead of piercing.
Ooh, fine.
Golden gun.
Yeah, I think he looks at the. Are they in like a belt or like in like a little? Spot
whatever you want. Whatever looks the coolest for you.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna have a belt. Damn. Bet I can use these when we apparently go into the damn abyss. I'll use them as I can. I can't say I can. Let's see if I can transfuse my vampiric blood and maybe turn that into a potion. Never mind. We're not gonna do that. Scratch that.
Listen. This is the first of many steps. Turns out not that difficult to do. Looks like if I take the time, we can get about 9 of these a day if I have the right tools. So
well, if I help you, he starts to inspect one, like later starts inspecting the bullets, and like, I mean, the casing is fine. Just I don't know how you put the spell work into it, but we could probably churn out more if I at least lend a hand. But bet
I have some other ideas for future improvements, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, he pockets them or puts them. I don't think he has a belt yet. Get that, but he'll keep the container that they're in a spot that's easy for him to access, well, where his typical sidearm bullets are. That's cool.
I totally watched Underworld the other day, and I was like, hell yeah, we could do UV bullets.
Yes, love. I gotta figure out how to add this to my sheet though.
And I mean, I don't know. I can't presume, but since sneak attack does your weapon damage, right? Like, I mean, that means that's all radiant now, I would assume.
Well, my sneak attack can automatically be radiant.
Oh, all be radiant? Got it.
I can change that one already. So but still, yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. The brought of 7 parts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think our new conscribed adventurers would probably like to take a seat and take in some refreshment.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you had any food. I'm very hungry.
Best.
There's a lot to take in.
And I believe that Tasha would love to go ahead and get the simulacries ready to bring in this feast. Wouldn't you, Tasha? It's better than being in this room. She kind of gets up, straightens her robes, and looks back at the rest of you. I'm sorry for being a bit of a...
A bit of a what?
And as she turns and does an about face towards another doorway that's in this room, the minute she takes the first step forward, it just like blur, the simulacry of like 6 Tashas like behind her emits, and she opens up the door for all of them and leads them through. Her words, not mine. And Mordecai turns to go to walk into that room as well. Boom! The door slammed back in his face. Reaches down in the handle and opens up and beckons you to follow.
All of us?
Yeah.
Wedding sigil.
Egrik stays right by you.
Right before we leave, though, I am making sure, and it's been happening while no one has been talking to him directly, I am just... everything that can be read on any of these walls, any open tome, any open book, any piece of paper in this room, I'm just like, what's that say? What's that say? We're reading everything.
9 scrolls of fireball, prepped and ready.
Yeah.
Over on the side, doesn't do any good. If you, I mean, you can certainly, if you want to try to swipe one in front of
I'm not going to swipe Mordenkainen's fireball scrolls in front of him. That's a bad idea.
Anybody who wants to, they're just hanging out there.
I'm gonna try.
I mean,
can I assist?
Illustrial is still here. Just to let you know, Illustrial is still here in this room without a doubt, the best eyeballs in this joint. Just to let you know, this isn't Baldur's Gate. She hasn't turned around yet, okay?
It's fine.
Well, maybe I'll go walk to the other side and talk to her to spin her around so she turns and looks at him.
I don't know what everyone else's intentions are with their reasonings, but his would very much be a power move looking at Mordenkainen. Like, say something. I saved you.
Yeah, I was gonna actually ask for permission if I could take a scroll.
I love Egrik.
So she'd be like,
Can I steal this?
Can I borrow it? You're not gonna get it back, but can I borrow it?
By all means,
Just
have one.
or two.
If a fireball actually happens, it'll impress me with our magic today.
Fireball question mark? I just love that that's the spell.
Egrik's gonna swipe a second.
This is exactly how we'll say it. A hastily rushed scroll of fireball.
Oh no.
That's the item.
This?
Let's see what I would have rolled.
That's a circle on the ground you're not supposed to touch, guys. That's what that is.
Said
It
the
takes
expert.
two.
Do it.
One
That's
for
on
each pocket.
Tasha.
I've only taken one. Again, I'm just like, look. It's one of those things where
No,
like
he's
he
got
just
3 left.
takes it, just looks at it, flips it, looks at Mortar Cannon, puts it in his pocket.
Egrik's actually gonna hand one up to Kalthorr. There you go. I don't even know if we can use these. That's okay.
While
And she
while
pulls it
all
out
of this
back.
like casual, openly stealing of scrolls is going on,
I got permission.
that's true. I'm gonna like slowly like sidle over towards Illustrial Silverhand as this is all happening, as everybody's like filing out. I'm gonna make my way over next to her. And yeah, well, we're gonna try. Here we go. And I will say, I just wanted to say, I saw one of your guest lectures when you came to Strixhaven, and I just wanted to say you've always been somewhat of an inspiration to me. When am I going to have the opportunity to say that to you in person? So I just wanted to say thank you.
I want you to roll.
God. Yep.
Not persuading anything. It's just roll your spell attack with
Survival.
advantage. This
Survival.
is just kindness.
Okay. All right, here we go with advantage. That is a dirty 20.
It has been a long time since I was on the lecture circuit, but I have fond memories of the students at Strixhaven. It was always one of the stops I look forward to most. That kind of thirst for knowledge doesn't exist everywhere. You should be proud of your alma mater. And just which house were you in?
Quandrix.
Why did I bother asking? Now, for me, no such school existed that many hundreds of years ago. But my thoughts and fondness for Quandrix has always been a home away from home. As she shows you a Quandrix ring.
Ooh.
That she has as an honorary member.
The honorary doctorate.
This is the honorary sorority initiate. The fraternity initiate here, 100%.
We're all looking at these fireball scrolls, and you're like getting jewelry.
Is there any like non-magical or just like stuff that
It's just, where's everybody taking shit? Like, what is happening right
I'm just
now?
looking to see if there's anything that would interest me.
No, there is not, and it is very low brow that everyone is taking scrolls off. Theodore is definitely feeling it a little bit that he's having to run almost like interference right now. As this is like going to the bank and openly reaching over and just taking all of the pins right in front of him. So this is that moment.
This is on a wall.
This makes sense.
This is not to let me in.
Oh my God.
In that case, then whatever they said something about refreshments, Davik will be.
But hey, you definitely look in this room like, and you know what? Hey, Davik, you can take one of the pens.
Just put it in his pocket. I mean, he's got a pocket of trinkets, doesn't know what it like.
There's gonna be a moment where you encountered that this pin from Sigil, in its Sigil Chamber of Commerce. That's always my favorite. It's a Sigil Planescape Chamber of Commerce, Sigil specifically.
It's gonna be Men in Black.
Neuralizer.
We all start over again.
Somebody write this down. Who's got a pen?
What?
Davik, this is my moment.
As you guys all file into that room with Illustrial Silverhand closing the door back behind you, I'm going to run a quick ad so you guys can get a refreshment break, and we'll be right back. You guys won't miss a thing.
I don't want to miss.
I'm gonna refill my water. Be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. All right.
Theo with the "Do you remember me, senpai?"
Yeah, I know. Listen. Just a simple question. I didn't even ask if she remembers me. I said I really respected you and I really loved your lecture. That's all. We're playing it cool, man.
I mean, that's how you would do it. They're going to remember the place,
Yeah.
And actually, you of all people could have pulled that off, because she would have been like, that is an orange hat that no one can forget.
Getting a little toasty in here.
I think we're going to be at a point now where I finally feel safe enough to pull in my familiar here.
Oh, God, it's been a minute, yeah.
Well, I haven't since the start, because I was like, why? It's just the worst of the worst places we've been. Granted, we're going to the abyss, so maybe not. My goal is to just try to find a way to convince any one of these wizards to just, give me some spells. Right, just jot one down in my spell. I'm not going to Mordenkainen. He's just being a total tool right now, so I ain't even bother. He was the one I wanted to ask for stuff, not anymore. I have no desire.
I totally had an aha moment, when he said Tasha, and I was like, wait a second. Tasha's hideous laughter. Is this?
Oh, I know. I have some Tasha spells in my spell book. It's she's also been and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna be like, yo, hey, could you sign my Tasha's Caustic Brew spell for me? Could you you know what I mean?
It totally clicked. Oh no, wait, that's who these people are. Okay, makes sense now.
Yeah, I would love to get Mordenkainen's faithful hound or faithful watchdog, I think is what it is in 5e. I'd love to have him just be like, yeah, I'll throw that in your spell book for you, but I ain't asking him.
Still hound. Yeah.
I ain't asking him for anything. He's being a jerk.
I can get something out of him.
I know, but I just honestly, they would keep talking about contingency so much, and I'd be like, yeah, how about one of you let me write contingency into my spell book out of your spell book, because that sounds like, well, we're talking about contingency plans. Why not do the literal thing? at the same time, I also kind of want to be like, yo, you're sending us to the abyss to find a piece of an ancient rod. Like, you guys got any magic you could spare for us?
Before we leave, definitely ask some what you can actually
like,
spare.
yo, do you guys got like, not to impose in your house, but like,
no, fuck that.
We're same team here. Well, you could say that.
Our house.
Fair.
Yeah, I was like, you could say that. I'm not gonna go that route, but you know, like, it would benefit the whole of all of us and all of the realms, even were you to bestow upon us any sort of boon to aid in.
Absolutely, you're not wrong. Yeah, see if we can figure it out. Yeah, and Davik, flawless. I don't know if you've. I know you're new to D&D. If it's not clear, and the audience kind of know this too. If it's not clear, Isaiah technically did the Curse of Strahd module.
Okay.
Which is like one of the main, like a very popular D&D module. Technically, he's done that story, which is why there's some elements, and I'll still bring some things up. But in that module, they meet somebody known as the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok, and then you find out after he tries to fight you, if you can get greater restoration on him, and realize he has a mind blank on him, and the thing, if you can do what you got to do and figure it out, you realize he's actually Mordenkainen, and he's been stuck in Barovia.
Okay.
So because of that,
so that's the history. Got it.
Isaiah directly saved him. Well, he didn't, but two of his party members directly helped him get out of his madness. He still don't know how he got out of Barovia in general. He kind of said one thing closed, the other open, so he guesses that he got out. But yeah, so he has an actual personal connection. It's actually really cool. It's really cool to be able to tie in.
No, that's cool. That that it ties through another D&D like an actual campaign.
And I've not run that campaign. That's not happened. But I was just like, you know what? If I'm making a character who the Barovia connection, he's done a Curse of Strahd.
I'm not a doctor, but I stayed at a motel.
Anyway. Guess excited to go to the abyss?
No.
I guess.
Yeah,
yes.
And I can't imagine if we're going to the abyss, it's gonna be to like meet that really nice demon. It's gonna be like, hey, let's pick a real bad one. That's who's got the rod.
It's gonna be the worst. Yeah.
Where would the abyss be like where Kalthorr was when he went into the portal, or
no? That was the Nine Hells. The abyss is kind of like the chaotic side of bad, and the Nine Hells is like the lawful side of bad. So devils versus demons, separate.
Okay.
We're going towards demons. We were with devils.
There's still demons in hell.
I'm playing a newbie because I am a newbie. Like I have no idea what that means.
I'm glad you asked these questions.
Hell yeah.
It really helped chat too. Yeah. I mean, even I always learn things from some of these questions too.
Yeah, and they're in a forever constant battle, the blood war between the demons and the devils.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
Listen, I'm thinking maybe I can impress.
Bringing the dog to the park to pick up a lady.
Totally.
Sam, your echo cancellation is gone.
Hey, we're getting you dumped.
Thanks, Discord.
So, Yeah, I figure if I bring, I'll be like, oh, you know, like, oh yeah, we're hanging out, having refreshments. Let me summon my familiar in front of Illustrial Silverhand. Just whatever. Just like, come on, buddy.
He's throwing out all the college tricks. I gotta go walk my dog at 3:00. It's important. I know she's there.
What bar does she? Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna go walk by that. That's totally where we always walk.
Yeah. Ochotchki's, that patio bar. Yeah.
Roll the sleeves up, Theodore. Let's see the guns, man.
Mm-hmm. And with my 8 strength, it's solid.
What a snuggle pup. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a good boy.
The best buddy.
As you guys all file into just a massive long table decorated in similar style of the purest of whites and gold gilding. It is a very Versailles kind of feel when you enter this room. And you've heard it before in the previous room, Mordenkainen specifically talking about the light being artificial, because whatever spot they're in is definitely held together by magical prowess and wards. But it looks no different to you guys. It's just that stained glass and it's the perfect golden hour. Unless some of you have been to the Fae, you haven't seen a crisp golden hour constant dusk like this. As light pours in, it shines out to these massive gardens that appear as you guys have a lifetime view. As the table is already set before even entering, the Simulcries having done their job. There are massive covered serving trays in front of everyone's seat. When you pull open the top of that serving tray, it will produce whatever meal you desire. Also, the sides in the middle of the table do the same thing. And if you reset the cover back over the top, it can be changed out. Let us all break bread first before we talk more of the abyss. I'd be rather curious on hearing exactly how you all have made your links with the Whispered One. Did this happen at the same time? Or has fate all brought you together?
Little bit of both, I would assume. Most of us here have worked together in one way or another over the years, and recently have reunited to help someone who is not who we thought they were.
Mordenkainen glances back over towards you, Isaiah. Certainly looks like an upgrade since the last time I saw the company that you kept.
Isaiah cocks his gun. Don't disrespect my friends and those I've lost to get here.
Oh, sweet mortality.
Well, I have a little less of that now, actually. And he just like flicks his fangs because he wouldn't have met him as a Dhampir.
Insight advantage.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Advantage. Ooh, 27.
You have been doing this roll with Theodore by your side as guidance, so go ahead and roll your d4.
Oh, bless. Esports.
Let's go, buddy.
29.
Noted.
And he doesn't pull out. He doesn't like the gun isn't like pointed or anything like that. It was just like a quick cock. And even that was unintentional. It's the idea of him disrespecting the very people that got him to where he is now. These five aren't better. They're just different. And truthfully, not what he would have asked for, but here we are.
Oh my. The kitten has claws.
Let's not.
Mister, do you have a problem?
Oh no, I was just referencing that if your friend has cravings, Planescape is a rather favorable destination for your kind.
My kind.
You wouldn't have to. Well, choose one of your friends or unsolicit someone else.
It just seems the way you say things, it's like it comes across like you have a problem.
You're my solution, Davik. Pardon me, as Tosser likes to say, he's a bit of an arsehole!
Oh, is that what she said earlier? Missed it.
I just, I don't mean to overstep, and this is a lovely spread, but we're here to help you, and I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but you're not better than anyone here.
What did you find? This is incredible. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting the entertainment. Today was a very solemn, exhausting day. But this is fantastic.
Let's cut all of the. You notice that he has not sat down in a spot. Because even if they have food for his variety, which they're magical, so maybe, but also maybe not because they didn't know. He's still not even entertaining that. Not right now, at least.
Fine. I believe that me and Isaiah have a little bit of old business to tend to first before we begin new business. After all, I do owe him my life. That which I am indebted for. Please. I owe you at least this. As he gestures and begins to head for a new doorway inside this room.
He looks at Davik with you would think it would be initially a scolding look, because that's the look he typically gives him. But it's just you can't see it, but he just winks, gives a nod. And he will just be right back.
Do you need 2 minutes? Okay.
I think that actually makes him chuckle, like a quick chuckle. No, it'll be quick, and he couldn't keep up if he wanted to.
Okay, but I offered, so something happens. It's your fault.
And just as Davik sits down, just under his breath, just go, hate bullies.
Stop it. I can't with you.
As they both exit the room, door closing back behind them, are you guys partaking of the meal in front of you, or?
Yes.
What is it?
Without a doubt.
All of my favorite things.
What is
Everything.
underneath both of your plates? As it's like, you guys pull.
I love moments like this.
Oh, it's just the biggest turkey leg. I mean, straight up, like at the Ren Fair. But it's even for his big mitt. It's like, whose chicken is this? Like, it's that big, and I'm just.
That was a question. Is it a turkey leg or is it like an abyssal chicken leg?
Oh, that's a big turkey leg. That's like an ostrich leg. Like, and I'm going for it.
Dire turkey.
Yeah. I feel like mine is molded perfectly underneath, and then as soon as I lift up the top of it, it's just mashed potatoes. Just like they just start going all over.
How big is the gravy boat?
Oh yeah. She doesn't need the utensils. I was about to say she gets the gravy and like other little toppings and like mixes it in and just licking it. This is great. Do you need some Kalthorr? Here. She gets a big scoop.
Just dip the turkey leg in the potatoes and just.
That's smart.
Feasting. Like, just it's messy.
Well, given that Theodore is thinking so much about college right now, this is his favorite sandwich from like the mess hall that he made friends with like one of the cooks who like works the grill. So they developed this sandwich. They call it the firecracker. It's the name of the sandwich. So it is a grilled cheese sandwich, but instead of butter on the outside, you use hot sauce on the outside of the bread. And then inside the middle of the bread is just like a nice, just like cheddar cheese, but then also is cut up chicken tenders on the sandwich. And that's the sandwich.
Have you actually made this before?
In my real life, because Theodore is entirely based on Ted in real life, I became real good friends with the guy who worked the grill at my college mess hall.
Amazing.
And we developed this sandwich together. It's so good. But he would they gave him a hard time because they couldn't figure out how to charge it, because it's like, is it chicken fingers or is it a grilled cheese sandwich? So he would only make it for me, and I would be like, he's like, show up towards the end of the shift and I'll make it for you, because nobody cares at that point. So that was our me and Tim who worked the grill, that was our thing.
Such a precious memory.
That's awesome.
So
We love
Davik's
that.
is just, when he opens it, at first it's just like a simple fish with like some vegetables on it, and then he like looks over at Egrik's mound of mashed potatoes, and then looks over at Kalthorr's giant turkey leg, and hurries up and closes the lid, and he opens it back, and it has everything. And he's gonna join Egrik and Kalthorr in the sloppy eating contest.
She's gonna offer mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, whatever
And
this
she
is.
globs it.
whatever this is, he says.
I made a piece. I like the potatoes.
Even Illustrial kind of looks over to your sandwich, Theodore. Is that? No, I know this sandwich. This, it was after we came back very late. Shall I say we tied one off
that
evening. What was his name? He was
Tim? You know Tim?
Tim came in at 3 a.m., literally the witching hour for all of us, and he was talking about this sandwich. This is what was left. This was the only thing that was prepped. It's like the last thing that he did before he left.
Yeah, I know. Tim and I made this sandwich. We made it. I didn't know anybody else knew about it.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'll be honest, I get to try a lot of food when I travel, but spice sometimes to be something that's lacking. Luckily, here in Planescape, you can get a bit of everything. The Forgotten Realms could certainly up the game for some place that seems to be so connected to the rest of the world. I can't believe we have been so rude. She snaps her fingers and a dog bowl appears.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's my buddy.
Just a big, meaty marrow bone on one side, and then just like the best bits left over of a tomahawk ribeye.
Yes, that's a good boy.
Egrik's gonna lean into Kalthorr and Davik and does anybody even know where he got the dog?
I don't know where he got the dog, but I'll tell you this much. The same thing works with these carafes. As he pulls up, he's been changing out the top of the carafe, going through different wines. he's poured one glass, put the top on, put another one. You know, you got to be prepared with a multiple courses here. As he's got red, white, sparkling. He hasn't even opened the top of his. Yeah. I could get used to this.
And just every time Davik changes the plate, he just throws what was in it back over his shoulder at Snow.
I'm so...
Like, that's the real dog, isn't it weird? Like, why has she not noticed the other one?
Immediately, Snow is gonna get one of those ostrich legs himself. Just absolute leg of chocobo, okay? Like
Abyssal chickens.
Abyssal chicken.
The old abyssal chicken move.
It's the void chickens from Stardew Valley. There you go.
You're gonna look over at Tasha's plate. It's very much like a full antipasta, bits and bobs that are there. There's a massive carafe of rosé that has been set down. She hasn't touched anything but the cubes of pepper jack. And she kind of looks back at the rest of the group. I'm sorry, I can be just a bit when I'm hungry and exhausted. I think we've all gotten off on the wrong foot. You know, it's a cheat day, and she
Egrik wants to tell her to go long and throw it to her. Like she's molding it like a snowball. Ready? All right, you better get ready. Here it comes.
And she bamps as instantly those simul cry like fan out, and it's like one of the six end up catching it, setting it back down before they recombine in. Where are my manners? Takes her hat off. You can see Illustrial's got a huge smile on her face. A bit of that tension.
It's a huge head. Because you took the hat off.
Your intrusive big head thoughts.
It really stopped me for a second there. I was so shocked at what you just said.
Something about sharing a meal, even with strangers, takes a bit of the stress and exhaustion away. Silverhand looks back over at you, Davik. He is a bully, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't mean to step out of line. We've all been through a lot.
Well, if no one says anything, he keeps going. So you did just fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please. Illustrial Silverhand. I'm far too old to be a man.
Miss Illustrial Silverhand. Got it.
Looks back over at Theodore. Am I really back in Strixhaven right now? Is this...
He does this to everyone.
Please, I need to know. Give me your best story, Theodore. Take me back for just one brief moment. And we're going to hold that thought. Back inside the closed room. in the halls of Sigil. Isaiah, the first thing that you notice is just the sheer size of this wing of warded area that's been carved out. Mordenkainen looks back over at you as he's been walking down this long promenade to get here. Crushed velvet carpeting underneath you. It is a war room of war rooms. It's as if they took the finest decorated Victorian house and made it their business center. I need you to roll a history check with advantage.
Cool.
17. Please, don't worry. As I told you before, the light is artificial.
Yeah, he takes in the space and notating what it would be used for, basically.
He kind of wafts his hand through the spotlight.
He'll get a little closer, just
as he begins to project. I believe that I owe you, at least, how I escaped Barovia after you freed me. I shouldn't be here right now, and you know it.
Yeah, that ain't typically how it works. You only get out unless he lets you out. So did he let you out?
Well, you see, that's the thing, Isaiah. I don't need to be let out anywhere. As you notice, this staircase is an exact replica of the one that is inside of the House of Pleasure and the Velvet Grundle that you saw before. It clicks at that last second right before his voice changes. And I can't account for that son of a bitch and how he got free. But I'll tell you this much. As he lifts, and you can see he puts his hands on either side of his head as Mordenkainen reaches for a crown that isn't there. As he takes his last step up to the top, and he unfurls, and the long black hair extends down. I don't take any orders from vampires less than me, and this is a development that is oh so too sweet. Now, we wouldn't want you meddling with any of our plans, would we?
So we are clear. Who am I looking at?
As Cass, the betrayer, stands before you. I can't have you snooping around here, making accusations. I'm tired of trying to clear up this decrepit wizard's past. You're far too close to the truth. But once you bared your fangs, I couldn't help but have a small conversation. You will get me the Rod of 7 Pieces parts. It will be made whole again. And and that son of a bitch's plans will be ruined once and for all. Whether you decide what side of the coin finishes my old friend first, I intend to be the first and last death blow the T-Series. I promise you'll be just fine. As I have no intention of breaking up this fellowship. But you will get the Rod of 7 Parts for me. You and your entire party. As I've collected far too many things. As he points the blade of Kos that is back in his hands towards you. I promise it won't hurt. You have a rebuttal and a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
And just so CB is clear, what does it seem like he's intending to do with the sword? He's heard the demand. He's heard all that.
Knowing that this is Kos.
Yep.
And the plans, he wants to temporarily put you underneath his coven so you don't have memory of this and can spoil it. It's basically stopping any prying going back into Mordenkainen's past and what you may have experienced with him, so that when you walk out this door, there's no recollection of this, only a conversation of a man who has thanked you for his life. There is no other agency of this other than that. Simply trying to remove you from finding out.
Okay. At disadvantage?
This is a disadvantage. You don't have Ted's guidance since he's not here in the room, but your your cards are on the table for an additional inspiration roll. You cannot use the advantage on the roll. It is still disadvantage.
Okay. I'm using the D10.
Let's go! Oh.
Of course. Of course.
Inspo now? Again? Or
I don't think you can use more than one inspo, correct? Yeah.
Can you luck an inspiration?
Yeah, you can look an inspo.
Yeah.
I already used my luck.
Oh.
Can I give you mine?
Yeah.
I don't think we're in the room, no?
We have that connection. I told him 2 minutes. No. She's looking
It'd be real awkward if you came in right now after 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that.
You guys ready to fight the end boss?
I'm also covered in mashed potatoes.
Since luck is a matter of your party supporting each other, and I have set up a scene where your party is not there, I will allow Egrik to burn one of her lucks, and it is your choice, because luck is a reroll of your choice.
Yeah, I would have liked to not get a 1 on a D10. I don't know what the save is, but better than the.
It's a big choice because you can also choose to singly roll that other die and fish for a crit, or you can try to fish for the highest number on the D10.
But isn't his first roll at disadvantage?
In luck, he can target it and break it down.
He can take the lower and reroll that.
I'm
right?
allowing him to take the lower because this is such a big deal.
I think you got to go the D10.
I agree. I don't want to. I can't trust a D20.
Okay, before you do this, I'm going to write down this DC on this piece of paper so that we all know.
You got a dirty 20 on the board. We can get 30. I mean,
because this, however this goes,
Davik, I need your pin.
I'm
RoBear, type it in. I would say just type it into a. Okay, you got it. I was gonna say you can throw it into somebody's DMs too.
Oh, that's funny. There's a 4 on here from the last time I did this.
Yeah, can the DC be 4?
Cast the effing betrayer.
Okay, we have it here.
Okay. So you use your luck card, and I will make sure I mark that down. This is not okay. Cool.
Spirit bomb, chat. Come on.
Here we go. That's huge.
Way better. That's huge.
Huge, Yugi. Huge, Yugi.
28 is the DC. 28 is the DC.
That's a 28.
Let's go.
We have to fight cast now.
Wait.
We hit those.
Okay, I'm not gonna be a Kalthorr.
Oh,
Do you need a Kalthorr? You just yelled.
I
You need a Kalthorr.
holy snarkies. Okay, okay. Now I gotta breathe deep. Okay. Yeah. I need you to describe imbuing this energy after you've received something from Sangora. There is that lingering presence with you of dealing with high-level vampires already. Now, by no means have they been the level of Kos, the Destroyer, the Betrayer. But I need you to describe resisting his influence.
I'm going to use this moment flavor-wise to hint at what might come soon. But seeing this sword laid out in front of him, this attempt to get into his mind and force him to believe, force him to think that nothing was wrong, that everything was okay, that he was just gonna walk out of here and be someone's thrall. You can see visibly the anger that is boiling. You start to see, at least around Isaiah, where the sun is starting to peer into the space, is at least getting slightly darker around him. And you're starting to hear what might sound like the flitter of wings or something small, but something mighty, something of many. As Isaiah suddenly is wrapped in darkness, and you just hear thousands of bats starting to form around him, coming out of the shadows and smoke that is him. And as he disappears, he suddenly appears right behind Cass. Gun is pointed to his head. I don't listen to monsters. I don't bow to monsters. I kill them. Now we can make a deal and get out of this together. But don't you for a mother bleeping second think that I'm just gonna listen to you and have my willpower taken away. Now I don't claim that I can kill you, but I'll make your afterlife a living hell if you ever try some shit like that again. Now, do we work together or not?
We both know I'm not your monster. As Koss does not turn around, simply puts his arms out to either side.
Keep in mind, I just want so it's known, he would have heard the gun cock if it was ready to be fired. Gun is not being pulled. Making a statement.
What will it be? Do we make all stand today as enemies or friends? And Koss will slowly turn around, arms still extended out.
Isaiah just watches this form he has never seen in his long time of existing. I got a friend outside who, if you had chosen him, he would have smashed your damn face in. You see him slowly, not slowly in the sense that he's like moving with caution, but he pulls the gun back. But I know when you gotta work with those you don't care for. And I ain't trying to see my friend, my family, and this world gone to shit. Because your friend couldn't get enough of the power that he needs.
They are not my friend.
Fine.
We share a common enemy. I am willing to work together. And we've already accomplished so much so far. But are you willing to hold this war against the power that sits at that table? You have the strength. You've shown me that. But do you have what it takes?
If the camera would peer And to his mind, it would for a moment see the toast that the 6 of us were about to make. And he thinks about them. He thinks about keeping them safe. Some will call him the leader of this group, but there's never been a leader. They all push and pull. They work together because they work together. And they do that very well. And while they're not the ones who either died or were left in Barovia, they're what he got now. And he is going to, especially if this was Mordenkainen's room area, even if it's a war room, he's just gonna turn his gaze, walk over, and I'm sure there's a small little, like, rack with a glass and a little bit of something to pour into it. He's gonna take 2 of those glasses, pour something into each.
When you pour, the carafe is of a very familiar crimson nature, but when you pour it, that's not what you see. It swirls like the souls that you saw in Nine Hell as you pour pure sorrow. As Kas has long not needed sanguine thirst to fill his void, now only consuming the most dreadful and saddest of moments between planes.
He's gonna note that, and for right now, even if it does faze him, he doesn't show it. He takes that glass over, one in his own hand, the other extended. Someone said the enemy of my enemy is a friend. And I doubt this is how either of us saw this going. I don't claim to be stronger than you. I don't claim to be better than you. But clearly, working together is going to ensure that we both get what we need. And that glass is just extended. So if you drink, we have a deal.
Pact made from the finest of sorrow from my plane of dread. As he extends out and grabs the chalice, mechanically, if we accept this pact, we will have to agree on something that Kas may contest. Now, contextually, it only involves about revealing his nature.
Yeah.
He wants no agency over what you do, how you do it. But if you go to break the pact, we will have a best 2 out of 3 roll off of which side pulls if that were to happen. It will only be over his contested identity. Just like I said before, he will consume.
He's going to make sure he clinks the glass. And it's just going to be staring directly at him as he drinks as well.
In true medieval nature, the sorrow spills over between the two chalices. This is your choice. But if you want to share a moment that glass of dread and sorrow invokes in you, you may do so, or you can keep it to yourself. We've already given the context.
I'm sorry, it's invoking sorrow within me, correct?
Yes, memories of sorrow.
Yeah. Oh, easy. As he drinks from the glass, it's him back in Barovia. Looking at a battlefield, essentially. Seeing 4 other bodies laid out on the ground. 2 next to each other, hand in hand. Another so eviscerated you can't even tell who it was. One more with half the face ripped off. But the memory isn't of them. Is of him looking up and seeing one last individual. Eyes now black. Forever enthralled by Stradvan Zarovich. Is of his ex Maximilian, who made the choice to stay. And it's the last face he remembers seeing as he was flung back through the mist. The last time he ever saw his original body. And the first day of his new undead life.
As those thoughts run through your head, a deal is a deal. As you see that crown on his head for but fleeting seconds before he turns back into Mordenkainen. Shall I give another parting gift?
He just places the chalice down, taking some steps closer to faking Kanan. Remembering the sword that was just thrust at him. I don't use that type of weaponry, but if I'm to be your sword in this, then give me anything you got so we can kill that mother sucker.
My children, it's time to heal. As these strange creatures vampire vampiric teeth on either sides. You know these to be ancient Viracoccus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He produces a hand with a small bell. I can spare one of my children in your times of great need. As 3 of them disappear, come.
Just taking everything for Isaiah not to just be absolutely disgusted.
He rings the bell. And this ancient, undead, vampiric creature disappears as well. Coccus. Crazy ass Greek monsters.
Right.
And he opens up his other hand. And a chime produces from it. Now this gift is of a completely different kind. A whole new level, shall we say.
Yep. Isaiah will step forward. I don't think he's taken the bell just yet because he wants to make sure, but he looks at this chime. And we're blowing wind, or?
This is all trap. As he gives you the bell to summon his child, and a chime to capture his greatest enemy. As he gives you a chime of exile.
That sounds sick.
We'll need more than just the rod of 7 parts. And if you will take it.
Yeah, again, hesitation is the wrong word. He just hasn't moved yet. He looks at both of them, looks back at Cass, and I want it clear that Isaiah does feel fear. That is an emotion that he is able to have. But what is overriding the fear is the loyalty to the 5 outside. If this is what he has to do, if this is why he has been brought here, and not just here to Neverwinter, and then not just Neverwinter, Barovia, if all these things lined up for this, the road hasn't ended yet. He'll take both.
Chime of Exile casts Banishment with a DC 22. That is refreshed on a 24-hour cycle. I will literally drag and drop it right into your inventory in post-session. Your entire party can use it.
Okay.
And it does not have to be invoked by being on their body.
Okay.
The minute that you reveal this item to the party, anyone can invoke the chime.
Okay.
The bell, however, is yours. Well, shall we get back to lunchtime festivities?
He takes it to pockets the bell, but also makes sure that there's something wrapped around the ball thing on the inside so it doesn't jingle. And that sounds like I don't want things to move, but it's also I will reveal that when I need to reveal it, and I don't want to bam somewhere and suddenly jingle jingle bells. But then he'll keep the chime out.
Let's just say that the bell is a token of our time in Barovia together. For saving my life.
Yeah, sure. That's what we'll do. And he'll take one last look at Mordenkainen. Cassin. That's a better name.
Mordenkainen.
Mordenkainen, that is. And turn and begin to walk out. Doesn't look back.
As Mordenkainen does the same in front of you, you see him reach back to tie his hair up that isn't there. What a disgusting mortal. As he realizes there's no hair there to tie. And you guys see them both come back into the room.
Kalthorr, I just feel compelled to tell you that I'm so glad that you're my best friend, and it's a very healthy friendship.
Sometimes you concern me, and I don't know what to do about it.
I like that. That's a great dynamic. And she pats you with mashed potato hands.
It's a mess. Should I write down another secret on our list of secrets?
Oh, Isaiah has the biggest secret of secrets.
Yeah, it seems like you have a big secret. I'm just gonna... Holy fuck. F. Oh, no, I swore.
Sam, we're coming through on your side.
This abyssal chicken is really good.
Abyssal fried chicken? Yes, it is.
Oh, hey, Remy's right there with you.
So I guess I will.
So crunchy.
I will go to Illustrial Silverhand to answer her question about a story from my college time. So everybody, this super dark, somber moment. Okay, so I'm in my third year, right? And I've got this eccentric Professor Arathrimos, and I've been studying all this kind of geomancy magic because I really have this kind of connection to Earth, and that's kind of what I've been focusing on. And he was an advanced transmutation professor, and I thought, what can we do with this? And he said, I think a great idea. Well, if we can use the right equations, we could maybe shape earth and stone, but have it constantly shifting, right? So his idea was, let's work together on this experiment to make a self-regenerating maze that could change itself at will. And this would challenge all, like we could put this out there in the courtyard, and this would be a great way for all of the students, right, to test their problem-solving skills, because you have to adapt because things are shifting constantly, figure out where you're going to go, and you know, make your way to the center. We spent 10 days upon 10 days on these calculations, the runes, the formulas, and
10 days really are a miserable calendar. There are better ones.
yeah, I mean, it's the one I've grown to know the most from where I'm from, but I mean, you know, at least you know, you never have a question of how many days are in the week.
True. This is true.
So, we set up the experiment in the courtyard. We have a massive array of all these enchanted stones and patterns, and since it was dealing with all of these shifting stones, I was in charge of activating the final sequence, and I channeled all my magic into the array. And for like the first 15 minutes, everything worked perfectly. The ground trembled, stones were rising, twisting, and turning, and the maze was working just as intended. But unfortunately, turns out we had a small mathematical issue in the equations. So it basically started to go out of control. It started moving through the campus. We had to get students were trapped in there, just absolute chaos.
And much like my own eyes on the con circuit when someone begins to tell me about their D&D campaign, Celestial Silverhand's eyes begin to disassociate in an incredible way as she focuses on the sandwich with very full mouths of
Yeah,
but she's
so basically
very polite and does not interrupt and continues to listen.
I mean,
Gosh,
she
you're
asked.
such a good woman, RoBear.
She asked. So, trying to figure this out, we ended up having to navigate our own creation and make our way through the middle to the center of the maze to deactivate it. Eventually, we managed to do so. And then, unfortunately, Professor Arathmos was put on probation for reckless experimentation. I was given a really stern warning about mixing, even listening to a professor with such crazy ideas. Long story short, right?
Davik, what do you do with this role?
I'm just leaning over to Egrik and like, does he need help?
No,
We pull him out of this.
No, he just needs a girlfriend. How's your sandwich?
So, anyway,
Remy leans over to you and goes,
Getting married?
It's a Quandrix thing, Davik. They math magicians over there.
So, long story short, we learned a lesson, right? Be wary of combining complex theories that are completely untested with experimental magic. So, and that's the day I almost turned Strixhaven into a never-ending labyrinth.
Thank God you didn't ruin the hot sauce.
As Isaiah walks back in,
Clapping, just thinking it all.
as Isaiah walks back, I think he walked in towards the end of the conversation.
I can't imagine what your face looks like.
Honestly, he didn't say a word. Not that he was like being stoic and quiet, but he didn't say a word. He just.
Could I have you roll a dexterity saving throw, Isaiah, as you come in?
Yes, yes, you can.
Waiting for you to return.
Hold on.
I'm sure yours is really high, so you should be able to pass.
Oh, that is correct. For some reason, I hate. Okay, yes. Well, surprisingly, my dex saving throw isn't high because fighters are con and strength, not dex, which is what. Like it should be my dex.
We need. Let's just switch that right now because it's silly.
Okay,
You should hide.
then that would actually be what is our proficiency? 18.
Oh, yeah. Then as you're stepping in, not only are you seeing everything that's going on, but there are very peculiarly placed mounds of mashed potatoes right where people would usually step in front of the door. You tiptoe around it beautifully, like a dance.
I think and I think you might clock this. You know how nimble he typically can be.
There's a presence, and she's like licking her finger of mashed potatoes. She's like, "Is he gonna do it?" Aww.
I think you would know that he's very nimble, and he shouldn't have even attempted to step on it. I think you notice that his foot almost goes on it, and then moves out the way.
She holds her breath, and then
and he'll go over to the seat that he'll finally sit in that he claimed that he didn't want to before. Listening to the tail end, and he'll move the music. He'll move the little carafe or whatever, not carafe, but the thing for the food and one would expect to see some kind of red liquid. You actually see what might be like jerk chicken and some kind of rice dish. And he doesn't touch it, but you can tell that he's just staring at it for a bit, remembering the past. But he'll just push it and continue listening.
If you put the lid back down and then lift it back up, it'll change.
I'm good. I'll be fine.
The official chicken's really good.
There's better.
Don't get heartburn.
Have a go burp and let a little fire comes out. I think I'm good.
I've got some medicine for you later.
As you guys enjoy a good meal in the Sanctum together, eventually everyone finishing and heading on to their final course. Remy has changed the top on the carafe enough that he's finally found port wine. And he's pouring those small little thimble style chalices. Can't pass up free port. And the center of the table is cleared off from mage hands as plots and plans are rolled out for Mordenkainen. So, let's talk about this, shall we say, deft and surgical strike in the abyss.
Sure.
See, we don't need to be wandering where we shouldn't. We need to go precisely to Web's Edge.
Where's that?
It's where we can find this most important piece of the Rod of Seven Parts. Luckily, we happen to be in an area where we can take a portal to anywhere that we need. It's your choice how dirty you want to get your hands.
Egrik hasn't washed hers yet.
Ever. She
wipes them on any napkin she's given. She can't wipe it on her clothes. Kalthorr got mad.
Am I the mother?
Sometimes. We trade.
Yeah, fair.
Rod of Seven Parts is hidden inside the Sanctum, inside Web's Edge. You can make this as quiet or as loud as you want. Your means are your means, heroes.
I like loud best. It's quicker.
Same.
You make your choice, we provide the portal. However, you will be dealing with some of Loth's most loyal.
What name did you just drop?
Queen of flies. Flies,
Yep,
definitely.
Not that thing.
Nope,
but
flies.
Totally that. Yeah.
Wow, the Lord of the Flies.
Queen of flies.
Definitely flies.
Yeah.
Definitely flies.
Flies.
Don't worry,
Beelzebub.
everyone. I have pre-cleared things with Sam before we ever got into this campaign to make sure, because I was like, we will change anything around that we need to change around, and I was given the A-OK.
I said, let me see the pictures. Let me torture myself first, and then I will let you know if I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, a huge shout out and
screen sometimes it's fine.
Well, a big thank you to you, right, for soldiering through this for us,
Yeah.
And also the power of safety tools.
Power of safety tools. This is how you handle it, folks. And guess what?
And Sam's indomitable spirit.
She saved me a whole bunch of work, but if I had to, it wouldn't matter because we would change it all around.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, for context, I have really severe arachnophobia, but we talked about it.
So, be all guests. I think I can speak for the rest of us. Hospitality is ours. After all, we got exactly, as he stares back over at Isaiah, what we wished for.
I need to roll. It's going to be a D10. Evans is looking at Morton Casson. Odds is looking at Theodore. Oh yeah. I think as he says that, it's just a look up towards Theodore, and it's not a look of help or anything like that, but it's just you could tell that he is like. This is going to be such a niche thing to say, but it's giving very much Jean Valjean looking at Marius at the barricade. Just
love that.
I'm going to protect him.
And Theodore will do his absolute best to recognize this look and show no recollection that there is a recollection happening, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Could I have just, based on the conversation before they went into the room when Isaiah came out, just do an insight check on Isaiah, just to see
absolutely
if they
Go
were
ahead and
able
roll
to
it.
resolve?
And Isaiah came out with business in the front. Considering what you heard, that whatever went on behind that room, looks like they handled.
Cool. And I'll just kind of just catch a moment with him and just, sorry, I didn't mean to have a outburst. I didn't like the way he was talking to you.
People are going to talk to you however the hell they want. It's how you respond that makes you either the monster or the man.
But everything's good, right?
Everything's peachy. We gonna go to this damn abyss, find one of these mini pieces, and hopefully do what must be done.
Can I roll an insight on Isaiah?
Absolutely.
Since I was watching you, mainly to watch you maybe step in mashed potatoes, but I'm looking at you. I just want to see if your demeanor, did you laugh frustrated the way that she's used to, or was
The
like a
tough
dance
part
around?
about this is it's honesty. They handled business, and it'll take a nat 20 to find anything else out different. But hey, we're making the rolls.
And I'm gonna honor things based on the roll too, because especially how some of the things led up to that.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
26.
Wow, that was close.
That's great. That's great.
Give whatever kernel you desire.
For sure. Could it say, these things all have a connection point? You notice that he almost stepped in the mashed potatoes, but didn't, but could have completely avoided. And yet there was a moment of he almost didn't avoid.
Gotcha.
He is not necessarily quiet, but he's typically he's quippy in the sense that he'll snap back at Davik with something, shut up or things like that. Hasn't really gone that route. You definitely know that business was handled, You also can tell that he is keeping a very tight lip on what happened. I think Egrik, of all people in the party, people, underestimate Egrik, I think. Not this group, but still. She looks, unseeming or unbecoming, but she sees a lot, understands a lot. I think that she could probably liken this to someone who has made a decision, made their bed and is laying in it.
Noted. And she will do just that. Just take note of it. Nothing to scream home about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, not trying to get too much away, I think Davik wouldn't, because Davik's too new. But sorry, buddy. Isaiah's not reckless. That's not his MO. I love you, Kalthorr.
We only need one of those.
No, it's me. I know
it's not his MO. So whatever comes out, and eventually comes out, but you could tell there is a purpose, at the very least.
As the plans are laid out of the strike on Web's Edge for the first part of the Rod of 7 Parts, Illustrial looks back at the rest of the group. My secret now becomes yours. The Sanctum must be protected at all costs. No strangers. Only us must be privy. As you now have Illustrial Silverhand's secret of the Sanctum inside of Sigil in Planescape. If you want to embark on such an endeavor, we must prepare you the best that we can. It was by fate that brought you here. It's time for me to bend those threads in all of your favor. As she wisps her hand and opens up a door to a chamber that is both an armory and library combined. As per the module.
Love that.
Illustrial keeps an impressive collection of magic items here.
And did.
If the characters ask, Illustrial allows each character to borrow their choice of any single magic item of rare or lower quality. Well, let me tell you this. I've never heard anyone borrow a magic item ever.
Egrik borrows tons.
Facts.
Wizards, you're crazy. If you think I'm gonna try to get items back from my players,
Absolutely.
how dare you write that line and get paid for it?
Item now.
Also, this is Sigil. This is going to be a bump up. You're going to be able to pick what's purple? Ledge is purple.
Very rare.
Very rare.
Yeah.
You'll be able to pull a very rare magic item. It's one. This is your homework. As per the module. I have no control over this.
Like I didn't already figure have a list of every magic item I would want to get like typed up on the side just in case.
This may be my favorite loot drop of all time. It's all on you to sweat it out of this one thing, and there's no splitting it up, downgrading for 2 blues. You're pulling 1 purple. You are in the House of Holies here. And when I say everything, this is Planescape. This contains every item possible in the universe. There are portals to every plane and world from here. So nothing is off the table on very rare.
Joe, this is nuts.
This is huge.
Oh, Jugi!
Hey.
Oh, do I do that?
Hit that Millennium Puzzle.
What does a goblin want?
With this opening to the library, armory, magical item room of requirement is where we will end this week's session. But you guys are headed into either amazing stealth or amazing combat or a combination of both. You are going into another dungeon style extraction.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Splinter Cell.
At least you guys get to the door. You teleport literally to the door of Webb's Edge. If we were to try to get to Webb's Edge, dude, I'm not even, that takes, now, it'd take forever to get there. So I'm very excited that they did the right thing here. And we're like, yeah, we can get you where you need to be. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. This is it. It's a big, when they go in there, we're going hard in the paint. We're going hard in the
Does there
paint.
happen to be an item that gives you all your spell slots back without needing a long rest?
There's like rings of
some
spell storing.
There's some real solid staffs of, I mean, not that you want to go the healing route, but there's crazy stuff that you could just be like, I don't need to prep healing spells if I wanted to.
We'll probably
Also,
talk.
I just don't want to have to long rest all the time.
Also, I'm like, as a joke, I'm like, yo, Theodore could get a 25 strength with the belt right now just to mess with everything. Muscle wizard cast fist, like.
I mean,
It's crazy.
Dude, I know.
But I mean, that's what that's what's cool about this. This is in game. This is a adventure where you would just get that. Like that's the kind of access.
I mean, every one of those books that boosts a stat.
Yep.
That's a very rare.
So you guys are gonna get. We have to have this talk before everybody leaves here about the great, shall we say, Mordekaiser. All right. So before I even really know that that's a thing inside of the module, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make one of these priests. I'm gonna Zerat over here. He's gonna be the hidden secret. I'm like, oh, I'm so crafty. Oh my God, that's the plot of the module. And I go, oh no, like I'm doing this twice. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. And I'm like, how am I gonna handle this? Then it only gets worse. CV begins to tell me all of his whole story. And I'm like, oh my God, he has direct interaction with the guy that I have to be bluffing with. And I'm like, okay, well, how strong is this crown? Well, it's strong, but it doesn't mean I know everything that's ever happened before inside of his life. So it's like, Isaiah is a direct threat to everything here. So I immediately go, I have to plan that this may actually happen because I don't know what CB's going to decide. I'm going to make a hard DC to try to give me like, okay, maybe I can get out. If this happens, maybe I can get myself out of it. Okay. Without having them to have to fight Cass inside of the Sanctum. Well, then it goes a different direction. Once he showed me, my trigger was if he shows me he's a Dhampir, then that's my trigger. Cause man,
he
doesn't know
That's
that.
funny.
He's gonna roll with the punches And, he knows enough of Barovia to bullshit his way by generalizing. But if Isaiah pressed him, that was the second. Like that could break there as well. So he shows the fangs, and I'm like, inside of my head, I'm like, oh shit. So I'm going to sidebar him. I'm going to try to sidebar him and go that route. Then you hit the DC, we flip around. Okay, we're going to cooperate. My enemy of my enemy. We could have just as easily everybody fought Cass inside that room.
That wouldn't have felt right. That wouldn't have felt right.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that, obviously I haven't revealed with Isaiah's mentor and some things with his intentionality, but that wouldn't have been the move. He has everlasting hatred for entities like Cass, but he wouldn't have won. Why would you get into a losing fight? That makes no sense. For honor doesn't matter if you're dead.
Very true. You know what? And I'll bring this up too. I knew about Sam's arachnophobia, so I didn't say it, but I would have had I known that the demon lord I'm mentioning throughout that whole process with the Rod of Seven Parts, that's Miska the wolf spider, is the demon lord that I was referencing.
Yes.
I just didn't say it because I didn't check with Sam, so I didn't want to trigger anything. So
thank you.
I love these.
But for the players to know,
bother me.
listen, that's fair, but just throwing it out there. So for the party to know, that's what the rod was developed for, was to imprison Miska the wolf spider.
Yeah. So now there's an extra layer of what all do we want this rod assembled for at the table, and I promise you that everything will be run by that is within this space as well. Will be run by and approved as well, so you guys don't have to worry. We're all going to be safe here, so that there's no surprises for our friends. But this is getting for now you to share that secret. That's what I love about it. It's just another layer, and that secret could be burned. You could remove that burden from yourself. And we've had a lot of these where it's like it's information that we want to have, but now you get to start thinking about what about the information I don't want to have. Things that set you free, and that's a very Greek tragedy, like drinking from the river to relieve the pain of the past, will become more and more a theme as we go on, and there will be a legitimate temptation of, do I want to bear the burden of this secret? Or when times get tough?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot to think about, and I'm very curious to see how this all plays out, because Isaiah's not a liar. That is just not something he does. So having to keep this very specific secret, it's going to be intriguing.
Also, you guys now know that was not Vecna in the Evernight. That was Koss.
Oh.
That was Koss impersonating Vecna. Those were his legions.
Well, that makes sense. So it's all vampires then.
And all crimson, yeah.
That is not in the module, but I was like, oh yeah. If Vecna is watching, Koss is watching.
Koss is watching, yeah.
So once we had that, we went that level and that improv there, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is about this nugget. We're gonna lay this kernel here, and he leaves the deception. He makes it look like Vecna's imprint, because he's not ready to give the ruse up. But now that won't be the case. Also, you officially can't be touched by vampires inside this campaign, because you made a pact with the baddest of the bad.
Oh no.
So
what about the rest of us?
So I know some of us have looked, and we know how crazy this adventure gets.
I haven't. The minute we said we're playing this, like I know above board where the module might go, like places.
Correct. Yeah.
But I don't know anything outside of that, and I don't know what you've changed, so I have not looked.
I just know the planes we go to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is going to be wild now. With
and
that,
I want to make it clear too, RoBear. I didn't read it either. I know the planes. I know the planes
where we go.
I knew the rod was a thing, but I know what the rod is anyway from just the history of D&D stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like just my general knowledge of D&D, but I have no idea where this goes or what it does or who we're gonna fight.
We're all
befriend. Apparently, I don't know.
And I know Kaz has a sword, and
it's a good one.
It's a great sword, but who he is and what he's done in the past, I have no idea.
I will give mad respect that they wrote in here that is like, hey, if your party kills Kaz, turn to chapter 10. It's like it allows you if they have the things that on them that can do it, then it's like do it. Send them to chapter 10. Can you imagine sitting at the table and going, we're going from chapter 2 to 10? Like lifetime memory. Like that would be and if you're playing rules as written, boy, you deserve that, because that would be we are much beefier than what a party would run into a rules as written cause. But I love it. This is so good. I'm glad that we have it as a secret. And that's what it talks about, that is also a potential of keeping causes secret. And that's the two secrets that are here are Sanctum and causes, and you have them both now.
Sam, this music.
We just got done with fourth age.
Sorry.
Hours before this.
Candle.
We eating good.
Another good roleplay session, no combat.
And I promise you, RoBear, say no, because probably no. Not being greedy. Level up?
No.
Damn it!
You gotta
respect the ask.
Yeah, I respect the ask. You guys get the magic item. The level is after chapter 2.
I see.
You gotta beat, there's no shocker there. The milestone level is after you get the first first part.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
Heck yeah, this is good.
Fantastic job, you guys, but we're gonna have to love you and leave you. Remember, tomorrow we're raising money for St. Jude. Support all the folks on the GCX Marathon. Baddie will end up having his own stream later. CB will be having a stream under a new name later. Check us all out. If you can, please help and support the cause. It will be by far one of the best ones you do of the year. And how can you say no to kids? We love you guys. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow night.